Starting this series, and the name for this right now is called Rebranding as an Unshy Person. I had to make sure this mic was like that. I feel like it's rubbing up against. I know it's rubbing up against my face, and that's what I feel like it's gonna sound like. Oh, so I'm starting this series called Rebranding as an Unshy Person. And honestly, I don't even really know why this makes me nervous because I'm just making content like I always do, like I've been doing. But this one feels different. Be I don't even know why it feels different. So, let me tell you why I'm starting this in the first place. I feel like, especially since I've gone, not even since I've gone full time, I don't even know when it started. So I feel like I make content full time. I make content for my branding business. I make content for other businesses as a content creator. I'm always making content. And like over the years, like you can't help but to learn more about it. Like you learn the different tricks, you learn about analytics, you learn about angles, you learn about the equipment, like you learn about hooks and how to get people's attention and keep their attention and the retention rate and all this stuff. And there are so many things that you end up like amassing, like all this information that you end up amassing. And at some point it feels like you kind of lose the authenticity of it, like the originality, like it starts to feel staged. And that's not how it was in the beginning, you know? And I think about some of the stuff that I did, some of the content that I did that went viral. Like my first time ever going viral was on TikTok. And that's not true. Actually, my first time going viral was on YouTube. And it was it was a juicing video, which was so irritating to me because I did not want to get stuck being the juicer girl. Like I knew for a fact that it was one of those things that I was like, it was like where I was at that time. Like we were all kind of there. Like it was a pandemic. We were just trying to figure out what to do. You had no choice but to be healthy because like where are you going? You made up stuff to do to be active. Like it just was a different time. And so like there's a part of me that knew like I don't have the passion to keep talking about juicing. Like no. So and then that's like a whole other tangent. But anyway, so like my first time going viral outside of that was on TikTok. And I went viral and it was one of the most like simple videos ever. I was talking about outfit ideas for moms who were trying to find their style. And at the time I knew I wanted to be a stylist and I was trying to think of ways to make content with like the limited budget that I had because I was like, I can't go and like buy all these clothes. I'd want to be able to give people options. And so I would start to go and do some digging on Pinterest and I would find outfits that I liked. I would find good ideas and I use like the green screen to make videos giving people examples. So it was almost like I was curating the content and not necessarily making the outfits from scratch. And so, and even that, like I'm remembering now, like even that whole like aspect of stuff was like a whole ordeal because it felt unoriginal to use screenshots of other outfits. But I guess the way that I was doing it, it gave people inspiration, like it gave them hope. And so I was never passing it off like it was my ideas or it was my doing. I just was the person who was finding, like, I was seeing like the commonalities and I was bringing it together, right? And so, anyway, that was like one of the first videos that went viral. And I want to say that there was a part of it that was intentional, but I had no idea that it was going to go viral. Like I had no there was no way of me knowing. that was going to be the video. And that's kind of been like the theme throughout my entire career as a creator. It's, you just never really know what's going to hit. You never really know what's going to pop off. And like, as much as you want to make a formula for it, I really do feel like what makes it happen, we got to start walking, y'all. I really do feel like what makes it happen is the consistency and just creating, people recognizing you, and you building a community, you building a reputation as a creator, and then growing from there. Like, I think that the more people find you, the more people know you, the better your content performs overall, because you're growing your audience, if that makes sense. So anyway, all of this to say that it can become very, like, you can start to get really technical about trying to make something popular. And now it's like I'm working through this whole idea. I feel like one of the bigger issues is that it feels like we're chasing something, like we're chasing like that high of the views, the high of having people in your comment section, the high of people mentioning you, the high of just like that popularity and that relevance. And that's what drives you to create. Or even if it's not about the popularity, maybe it's about the money. Like, maybe you get paid out with the platforms, on with the views that you get on your content, and so now you're driven and motivated by getting those views, reaching those levels, getting those sales, whatever it is that you're using as a means to get paid for your creations. And I feel like in all of that, and just kind of like getting caught in this like hamster wheel of create, make, earn, be relevant, stay relevant, create, like all of this like cycle that you end up trying to keep up with, it feels so exhausting. And it also makes it so that I guess you feel it, you are worried about making stuff that you're proud of. Like making stuff that you just enjoy making, because sometimes, I know for me, there are times where it feels like the stuff that I enjoy creating, the stuff that I enjoy making, is not what people want. And so how do you balance that? Because one thing that I know, like, it's just the way that things are. When you are doing anything for a living, when you're doing anything to make money, if you are really like operating as a business, then what you create is not just for you. What you create is a service. And so you have to think about what the relevance is for the person that you're creating this for. What do you want them to take away from it? How is this going to improve their lives? What is this going to do to benefit them? Like the what's in it for me factor of things. And so I know that if my desire is to create for people, then how do you balance creating for people without losing yourself and without it being to your detriment? And so I think that that's like the place where I've been at, which led me to this whole series of rebranding as an unshy person. Because I think about like this video, one of my favorite videos that I've ever done. And if I remember, I will tag it in the description. If I don't tag it, y'all, please remind me to. Like, if you're interested and you want to see what I'm talking about, then remind me to tag the video that I'm talking about. But there's this video that I made that was like my absolute favorite video on YouTube, like, to date. It's one of my favorite videos. It was maybe about like 6 or 7 minutes long, but it was like a vlog. And I had so much fun making it. I had like multiple locations, which I was like feeling real fancy. I made it all on my phone, and I was like showing just kind of like my life as a creator and taking myself seriously, being more committed and consistent to creating content. And I was thinking about how I was in that time I was thinking about how can I like document this where I'm creating content that I enjoy, but the viewer is also getting value from it. That's not just me entertaining them. You know, like it's not just about me entertaining, but it's about inspiring, or it's about educating, or you can get something from what I showed you, right? And so I felt good about that video because I felt like it did all of that. Even though it wasn't like edited perfectly, like everything was, I know that there's always room for improvement, but I just felt it just felt fun. And it was one of those things where I kind of wish that I was more consistent in creating in that way, but I started to feel like I couldn't keep up with the consistency of it or the demand of it, which like even at that point is like you made one video, like what consistency? What consistency? You made one video. But anyway, y'all, that's where I'm at with it. And so I'm going to make this a series, like make this a whole thing where I'm rebranding. Okay, I'm getting unshy. I am creating what I want to create. And I know that, like, even if I can't tell you exactly why I'm doing it, like, I can't tell you exactly what this is going to lead to. I know that I'm moving with purpose, and I know that I'm moving with intentionality. And this is the part for me where I get to build like that trust in myself, that trust in what God tells me and how he leads me, how Holy Spirit leads me, and not not getting distracted by all of the other things that are so alluring when it comes to being a creator and ways that you can make money. Like, I want to do it my way. I want to do it my way. And I know, I feel like the way that I create, the way that I can really embody who I am the best, how I can present my best self is by creating the way that I feel the most impactful to create. So that's it. I hope that y'all are excited, interested, maybe just curious about this whole series. I don't even know how long it's gonna last, y'all. Like, this is just me just going with it because I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out. So yeah, stick around for the ride. Stick around for the ride. I'm keeping all of this in because I don't feel like editing it out. And I'll see y'all in the next video.